Hey guys! So today is the 20th anniversary of Pokémon, and I thought, because it's the anniversary of Pokémon, it's a pretty big deal, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing YouTube when the next one rolls around. I would make a video that is somewhat personal to me, and that's the reason that this is just like a webcam video. It's just me talking, unscripted. I don't have light boxes in my face, and I feel a lot more comfortable talking about something that's actually quite personal to me that way, I guess, because Pokémon as a franchise has completely changed my life, and I wanted to celebrate that in a way today, but I didn't want it to be this big, overproduced, like, loads of funky editing sort of thing. I just want to talk to you guys about why Pokémon is so special to me. So, first, I'm going to tell you a personal story, and then I'm going to tell you a cool story that happened at a Pokémon event when I was 9 years old. So, to talk about this, we have to go way back into the 90s. I was in year 4 at school, which makes me about 8 or 9, I think. And Pokémon was a big thing. Everyone was collecting the trading cards, everyone was playing the games, and it was like one of the only times that everyone in school felt like they had this thing that brought them all together and made like groups of friends actually form, and everything felt very cohesive in a weird way. And that was because of Pokémon, which is incredible to me. But the most important thing that came out of Pokémon for me was I met a boy called Adam. I don't know how to describe Adam exactly. He was probably the biggest fan of Pokémon in my class at the time, and we got on really, really well. How do I explain this exactly? So, Adam's dad used to come into school and used to help out as like sort of like a teaching assistant sometimes, so I knew him quite well. And I knew Adam quite well because he was my best friend at school. So the way that all of this happened is that we got into Pokémon, we started talking about Pokémon, we became best friends, I became friends with his dad, and I invited him to my birthday party, obviously, because that's what you do. So what happened is that his dad, who I had spoken to before about games, decided that for my birthday he would get me a cheat cartridge for my N64. So at the end of my party, Adam's dad brought a cheat cartridge round, and to my knowledge that was the first time that he met my mum. To put a little bit more context to this, I'm kind of from a bit of a broken family in a way. Like, I've never known my parents to be a couple because they got divorced when I was really, really young, and it's never really affected me in a negative way, but I realised that I had never had an experience with a normal, functional family like most people had. Because I was constantly in court for, like, who was going to get custody over me. I was thrown about at weekends, I'd be all over the place, and while it didn't affect me at the time, I kind of realise now, in hindsight, it would have been quite nice to have stability. But when Adam's dad met my mum, something about that changed my life a little bit. I'm not gonna cry. So basically what happened in the end is Derek, Adam's dad, became basically my second dad. He's my stepdad, and he is, I don't know, like, people talk about their step-parents sometimes and have no respect for them and don't like them, and I have no idea where they come from with that. I can't imagine it. But to me, Derek, Adam's dad, is one of my absolute heroes. I absolutely adore him, and I don't think I would have ever known what it was to have a normal family without Pokémon, without having that thing that connected me and Adam, and then eventually Adam became my stepbrother. He is my brother, and Derek is my dad in I don't know, not biologically, but definitely for me he is like my dad. And I still get to have my biological dad, and that's really cool because I get two dads. So I don't know that anyone will understand where I'm coming from with that, but it's such an important thing, and none of it would have happened without this silly franchise about capturing monsters in balls. And it blows my mind every time I think about it, and I never forget to be thankful for the fact that Pokemon did this huge thing for me, like absolutely incredible thing for me. And maybe that's part of why I still love the games and play them every time they come out. Maybe that's the reason that I still buy plushies of Pokemon, and when I went to Japan I spent a bunch of money at the Pokemon Center, because Pokemon is just such a special thing to me because of what it did for my family. So I'm actually, like, I think this is the most nervous I have ever been making a video, which is so weird, because it's just me, unscripted, talking about my family, which is something that I've never really done before, because I don't like to talk about my personal life too much, but I will never forget to be grateful for the fact that Pokemon did that for me. So, I don't know who I need to thank exactly, but thank you. I'm 25 years old now, and Pokemon still manages to be something exciting and nostalgic, and something that I'm very, very grateful for. So, okay. Whew. I'm so freaked out by making this video, and I don't know why. So, as a thing to sort of make this a little bit more cheerful, rather than it just being, oh, I had a kind of crummy life for a little bit, but things got better, instead of it just being that, I wanted to show, instead of it just being that, I wanted to share with you a really, really cool story from when I was 9 years old. Pokemon was really big around the year 2000 in this country, so much so that they had an event in the Millennium Dome called the Pokemon Adventure at the Dome. I've never been able to find any information about this event out after it actually happened, but it definitely happened because I was there. And it was the first time you could get Mew in the UK, and they had a bunch of like cool TCG events going on. They gave out a bunch of promo cards. It was really, really, really cool, especially for a 9-year-old who very rarely got to go to London, so... So, one thing that I remember more vividly than anything else from that year of my life is sitting in what I think was the centre of the Millennium Dome. On this stage, in the middle, there is a guy in a Pikachu suit and someone dressed up as Erica, the gym leader. So Erica is saying to all these children, there's thousands of children there, saying to all these children, oh, Team Rocket are here. I heard that Team Rocket are here and they're planning something really bad. And at that point, people dressed as Team Rocket grunts glide down from the ceiling, run up to the stage and kidnap Erica and Pikachu. And everyone's like, what's happening? One of the Team Rocket grunts says, we've rigged a bomb and it's going to explode and we're going to count down to the explosion. So there's a countdown from 10 to 0. And when 0 hits, there's a huge explosion. Like, absolutely massive explosion. And from the ceiling, thousands and thousands of Pokemon cards are flying down from the roof so that everybody can just free-for-all go and grab stuff. I can't describe to you how amazing that was. I know it sounds sort of anticlimactic, but that to me was the coolest thing, seeing thousands and thousands of Pokemon cards fly down from the roof, and just hundreds and thousands of kids just getting up and scrambling to go and get as many cards as they could, and it was a really cool experience. Like, of all the events that I've ever been to, that one sticks with me the most. I don't know what else I can say. I don't know what else I can say. But whoever it is that I need to thank you. thanks for getting me this game in the first place and that Game Boy Color, Dad. Thank you, Derek and Adam, for being really awesome, and that's pretty much it. So I think I'm done. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a great 27th of February. Yeah. Bye.